Let's get some more analysis on the energy debate off the back of Chris Uhlmann's documentary, The Real Cost of Net Zero. Joining me is Johanna Bowyer. She's the lead research analyst at the Australian Energy Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. Thanks so much for your time, Johanna. With this documentary, the main thesis is that people are paying too much for their energy bills, that renewables haven't turned out to be cheaper. Why are people paying more on their energy bills right now, Johanna?
Well, the main thing that we saw leading to rising energy bills was high coal and gas prices, particularly during 2022, when there was a conflict with Russia and Ukraine that led to high coal and gas prices. Gas prices are still higher than they were historically, and that has driven up power prices in the Australian electricity market. And we're actually seeing renewables, wind and solar, they're coming in and setting the price in the wholesale market at zero or negative price, whereas black coal is setting the price at about $85 per megawatt hour, and gas has been setting the price at $272 per megawatt hour. And this was from the most recent quarter of this year, quarter 3, 2024. So really seeing those renewables coming in.
Given more gas, for example, as a peaking power, for example, when it's part of the mix, it's the more expensive price at any given time that sets the overall price in the energy market. Isn't that why fundamentally, this is the argument Chris has made in that documentary, and that is why renewable energy isn't going to end up being cheaper, it's going to be more expensive.
Well, renewable energy is setting the prices at zero or even negative territory in the middle of the day. And we had 10 to 20% of price intervals were zero or negative. That's the wholesale price. So we're really seeing renewables coming in and bringing down the price in the middle of the day, especially when solar is abundant. Whereas gas, yes, as you mentioned, it mostly operates in the evening or at times when we don't have as much of those other power sources. So at the moment, it is contributing to about 5% of the total generation in the national electricity market. And AEMO expects it's going to contribute to something like 2.5% from 2030 to 2050. So it is a small contributor, but it is quite expensive. So it has an outsized impact in actually impacting the electricity bills.
Can you explain then, how does the renewable contribution keep rising while retaining the stability of the system?
So the national electricity market, the East Coast grid, was at 40% renewables in 2030, and South Australia was at 71% renewables in 2023. And South Australia even had many periods of time where it was running on 100% rooftop solar. So we're really seeing high amounts of wind and solar in the system with grid stability maintained. And that is managed through having a diversified mix of different solar and wind resources, along with hydro and batteries and other resources like pumped hydro. And then you have gas coming in and playing a small role every now and then. So we're seeing that a mix of all different renewables can contribute to a reliable power system. Particularly somewhere like Australia, we have fantastic wind and solar resources. So we've got a lot of really great options in terms of getting that diversified mix of different renewable energy technologies. And we've already seen there's 7 countries around the world that have more than 99% of their power coming from renewables, and 2 countries with 95% or above, that's Norway and Costa Rica, and a bunch of other countries with penetrations getting up there as well. So we're really seeing that around the world, more countries are relying on more wind and solar due to their cost effectiveness.
Johanna Bowyer from the Australian Energy at the Institute of Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. Thank you. Appreciate it.